it is day 4 at COP. It's actually the end of the day. And today was Agricultural Day in the Bond Zone, so the area that's where climate action is happening. And I'm here with my friend Sarah now, who's going to tell you a little bit about herself and why she's at COP, and then kind of what her work is outside of the conference. And she's actually a student, so she'll tell you more about what she's studying. And then she actually got to attend some of the negotiations today, so she's going to tell us a little bit about her experiences with that and a couple things that happened today. So I'll give it to you.
Sure. So my name's Sarah. I'm with Care About Climate, which is the same organization that Emmanuel is part of, who you learned about a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
And I'm also a student at the University of Wisconsin Parkside. So my schooling is all online, so I get the opportunity to travel abroad, and like today when I go home, I'll do a homework assignment, or when I get back to the hostel, I'll do a homework assignment.
Mm-hmm.
So my work here is partially related to my senior thesis, actually, but that's not why I came. It was kind of the other way around. Me being at COP prescribed my senior thesis, which is talking about strategies for youth engagement in climate action, which is so cool to see all the action that's going on here in COP. So what was the other question?
Kind of what has your experience been at COP so far this year? And Sarah's actually been to a couple of different COPs over time, so maybe what's your experience with this one, and then compare it to maybe some of the other ones, like anything that's significant that's different, and then we'll talk about negotiations after that.
So this is my second COP. I was at COP last year in Marrakesh. I was there for a week. And that was right after the U.S. election, and so there was a slowdown of negotiations because of that, because it was really unsure of where the Paris Agreement would go after that. And one thing that was a major outcome of last year's COP was a proposition called the Marrakesh Action Protocol, and that basically said that even if the U.S. pulls out of the Paris Agreement, all the other countries are committed to staying in, which was really great because with the Kyoto Protocol, what happened and why that hasn't been as effective was that the U.S. pulled out, and then so did a lot of other major countries. And so it didn't have that strength of the biggest emitters giving the funds and also reducing their emissions. So that's one great thing about the Paris Agreement, that even if the U.S. officially does leave, because we haven't done that yet, we still have 4 more years till we can, 3 more years until we can officially leave the agreement. Even so, the rest of the world is still working hard. So
which is why the conference is still kind of going on as planned. I know some students asked about that today, so that's a good clarification.
Yes.
So thank you. And so then you got to go to a negotiation today, and I think a couple others this week. So could you tell a little bit about your experience with that, and maybe like one interesting thing that happened?
Sure.
Knows.
So this was my first year going to the negotiations, because last year I focused more on Youngo work and some of just communications within our organization and trying to kind of get our organization a better footing within the climate conference community. So this year when I went to 2 negotiation pieces. I went to an open dialogue, which was where all the countries as well as the constituency groups, all 9 of them, had a chance to participate in open discussion. Usually when these constituency groups contribute, they are given 1 minute or 5 minutes, and that's all the time they get to talk. And after that, they're cut off and like mic turned off, they're done. And that's all they get. And they only get that once or twice within a discussion on a specific topic. And so this was nice, this open dialogue, because everyone got a chance to contribute and they weren't limited on time. With the negotiations today, we were working on SUBSTA, and we're talking.
So what is that?
That is the subsidiary body for technology, and I should know this, and something implementation.
Okay, so basically technology and implementation, so how things are going to be done and what's a technology.
I didn't actually know what I was going to. I just wanted to see a negotiation, and so I walked in, and it actually was about capacity building, which is something that I've been focusing on.
It's a huge topic here, so capacity and adaptation are these really big buzzwords that are being used all throughout the conference to help the less developed countries kind of adapt in the face of climate change.
So capacity building is giving people the skills to be able to implement the climate solutions themselves. And this was specifically talking about Indigenous rights. And the little bit of drama that we had today was the U.S. highlighted a word. So when in the negotiations, they're literally going through paragraph by paragraph. Okay, how do you think this paragraph looks? Are there any changes, any edits? And they go word by word through that paragraph and say, I don't like this word, I think we should replace this word, or I think we should add this.
Which in the activity that I gave to your teachers, you can actually do this in that activity that has the brackets, and you choose what goes where. So Sarah got to see this in action today.
So the U.S. decided to put in brackets the word protecting in terms of protecting Indigenous rights because they need more clarification on what protecting means. So they're just trying. They've been blocking a lot of negotiations or doing their best, which I was shocked. I didn't know. I thought it'd be really hard for them to have any footing, but because it's all based on consensus, they are still having an impact because no one can come to agreement if they.
Because they're still here.
Yeah, they're still here.
Interesting. Yep. Okay. So they're still getting to somewhat participate, even though they're not.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Unfortunate.
So, I mean, the other countries aren't necessarily like, oh yeah, they're right. Like we need to define protection, but. Even if one country says no, then it holds back the entire negotiations.
Really interesting. Well, yeah, it was a little more exciting here on this side today. A little less, I guess, more inspirational. I want to say we were talking about agriculture over here. So I went to a couple sessions about how people are trying to transition away from livestock farming, or like Brazil is doing a lot with doing carbon neutral beef, which I thought was really cool. And so there's a whole kind of movement about that here. And then people, I think this is the second year that agriculture has been like a day during COP, because it started in Morocco last year. So people are really realizing that, like agriculture is a big deal. It's contributing to like 14% of greenhouse gas emissions, and we need to do things about that because cutting those down will help immensely with reducing the whole planet's
and it's a way that we interact with climate change every day.
Yeah, what's on your plate matters, and
and you eat 3 times a day, so
or more.
I think I did more today.
Definitely. So thank you, Sarah, for talking to us, and I hope you enjoyed this update. And I will be around tomorrow with the negotiations, and over here, maybe I may or may not do an update. We'll see. But thank you for listening to my updates during the week, and I hope that you have enjoyed learning about COP23. Bye.